Hey there, this is Katherine Cartwright. Welcome to the ScrapbookPal channel. Today I'm going to be sharing some adorable stamp sets and dies from Lawn Fawn. I've got the Veggie Happy stamp set as well as the coordinating dies, and then I'm going to be using the watering can dies as well. So let's get started. I pulled a bunch of Copic markers in various colors. I have all of these listed in the description. I've tried to show you the caps, the tops of the markers in the video, but I know it's going a little fast because I've got a good bit of coloring to do. The coloring doesn't take very long. I'm not using multiple colors on every image. A lot of them I'm just using one. Some of these images are small, and so it doesn't require me to do a bunch of coloring if I don't want to for the details, because there are a lot of cute little details in each of the little images. I'm using some fun colors. I've got a little bit of purple and blue in this little mouse's outfit. So these mice are very busy working on their garden, getting ready. I love the little hat on this little mouse. I have a hat very similar to that I wear in the summer. So again, they're working on their garden. We've got a little wheelbarrow here, and they've got a bag of soil. There's one holding a rake who is busy tending to their garden. And so I'm just going to color all of these images, and then I will die cut them out with the coordinating dies. There's these really cute little, the little lettuce, head of lettuce. There's a little worm, a little tomato, a carrot, and a radish, and it has a larger tomato plant, which is really cute. It makes me think of my mom, who loves to grow tomatoes. She currently is right in the middle of growing her tomatoes from seed. That is her passion, is to grow tomatoes. And just like my passion is making cards, hers is doing that. So again, she's right in the middle of growing tomatoes, and she will graciously share some with me that I will try to keep alive. So much like these little friends are very busy doing their gardening, my mom is as well. And there are just so many fun elements to this set. There is a little patch of soil here, and I'm going to show you in a minute. There is a die that comes in this set that allows you to cut the little lines of the little soil, and then you can insert your little tomatoes or the carrots or whatever of the little ones that you want to put in there. You could even put the little worm in there as well. Super, super cute. So I'm going to make this card interactive in just a second once I finish my coloring. So again, I'm using some warm grays on here, W0, 1, 2, and I think I went as far as 3. And then I do have some blues here. I wanted to make these little overalls in blue to represent kind of a blue genie color, and so I'm pairing these two colors together, adding a little bit of shadow on there. And then once I have die cut everything, I am ready to start putting my card together. Now I did pull out this Lift the Flap. This is also from Lawn Fawn from my stash. It's available in the store. I have cut my paper to 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then I also cut a piece of yellow cardstock to go behind there. So when I flip this over, you can see that die that created the flap. You can see what is left behind. There's a little crease at the top that is also comes with that die when you cut it. So it leaves it in the paper, and you get this cute, cute flap. So now I am ready to start putting some elements together. I have cut my watering can, and then included is a little like a little fork to dig your soil, and then a little shovel. And I have cut 2 of the handles. There's a die included in this set that has 2 little handles if you wanted to make them a different color. So I'm going to make mine brown, and then I will start adding some elements. So I wanted to work on the inside, and here is that die that I referenced. You can see there's this little skinny die that cuts out to allow you to insert these little things into your soil. Just so many terrific details on this die set. So I'm going to take a second here and start planning out where I want my little scene to go. I also stamped "Can You Dig It" on my little wooden sign. Off camera I did that. There are a couple of sentiments in this stamp set that are included, as well, so you can put different things on your little sign in your yard or whatever scene you want to create. So again, I'm just taking a second here to lay these out, because when the recipient receives this and opens it up, they're going to have a cute little gardening image happening. All right, so I've added a little bit of glue to my soil here, and then I'm going to scoot it over just a little bit to make it a little more centered. I'm making sure that I didn't accidentally glue down any of the little rows here, so I can still insert my vegetables. So I've got the lettuce here. I'm just adding the glue to the top. Since this is going to be inserted into the soil, I don't need to really glue in the bottom part, because if the top is secure and it's tucked in, it should not come out. And then I'm going to put my carrot in the front. Love the little tomatoes. And then once I get that placed, I can add the little mouse in front that is busy helping tend to the garden, preparing some of the vegetables. Okay, so cute. And I love the one that's holding the little rake. And so I'm going to attach that to the soil part. And the sign will be tucked just beneath. And I decided not to add foam on the inside. If you wanted to have this more three-dimensional, I'm going to add some dimension at the front, on the front of the flap. But you could run some very thin foam tape around and pop your image up, and then you could have more dimension if you wanted to. I'm going to add the bag of soil, but again, I'm just going to keep this one, the inside of this one layer. But you have a lot of flexibility. If you have this really cute flap, you could do a lot of things with it. I'm going to stamp "Let Us Celebrate" on the inside, because I'm going to make this into a birthday card. I've got some broken china distress ink here. I'm just going to take my blending tool and add just a little bit around the edges to add a little bit more contrast around my watering can. And then this part I will pop up with some pieces of foam once I'm satisfied with my ink coverage. That's a great way to kind of jazz up some die cuts, is to just run a little bit of kind of the coordinating ink around it. You get a nice extra little detail. All right, so things are coming together here. I've got my foam. I'm going to pop up with using these squares, and then I'll need to trim a few of my smaller foam pieces down. I'm going to cut them in half when I get to the smaller part for the handle, so that it can stand up without being smushed in the mail. Okay, so I've cut that in half, and then I will add those around my handle. And then I can apply this to the front of my flap. Super, super cute. These are so much fun to work with. All right, I'm going to add this onto the front, and then I need to add one more little piece. My watering can got a little bent on the edge, and so I'm just going to add a little bit of foam to make sure that it stays where I want it to. Okay, so I've got a few more of these adorable little pieces left. I have the little mouse who's going to be pushing the wheelbarrow on top of this watering can, and then I thought it would be cute to add the little kind of pile of dirt, pushing a new plant growing to their section where they're going to add it into their garden. And here I stamped, there was included in the watering can set a really cute rectangle, stitched rectangle, and it fit the happy birthday perfectly, hence having the "Let Us Celebrate" on the inside. So a lot of variety with this stamp set, a lot of little images, and obviously the cute little sentiments that you could use. So I'm gluing down my little garden tools here, and then I am going to pop up the top little trowel here, my little shovel, I guess, on top of the trowel. And there, so that's a fun little way to add a little bit more of the detail from the watering can. Now you could add something on top in the watering can if you had maybe a flower die set or something. You could insert things into the watering can, which I hope to do later at another point. And but on this one, I'm just going to add some ribbon at the top. So I'm just finishing up some more details. I had a little bit more left that I wanted to use and fill up a little more of the space. So I've got my little gardening tools here, and I'm going to kind of frame my sentiment because I want to draw the eye to that. So I've got my two little yard implements there to add onto the inside. All right, now I have cut a piece of cardstock that is the same color as the watering can. So I'm kind of tying those colors together, and then I'm going to add a little bit of ribbon at this point. And I'm using a lighter purple that has a little bit of silver. I thought it just worked well with the tones and colors that I have chosen. And then on the inside, there's a little bit of the purple, so it just kind of ties it all together. But I liked the color with the green as well. So I'm just going to take a second here to tie my ribbon and get it where I want it to go. And then I will trim down the tails when I am satisfied with my bow. So just a little something extra to fill up my space at the top of my card. And there we go. And now I'm going to apply a generous amount of glue onto this. I'm going to make sure that my ribbon is really saturated because I want it to stick well to my card. So I'm just taking an extra second there to add that to the back. All right. And I did add the little tomato at the front to let the recipient know that there's something underneath that flap. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to ScrapbookPal, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.